This conference will now be
How?
recorded.
Okay, host the e-commerce applications. Maybe this application for selling the products like Amazon, Flipkart, okay, Snapdeal. The similar fashion, one of the person who is trying to host the application. Okay, so for that, for hosting the application, what are the components would be required, guys? The first thing is infrastructure, right? Under this infrastructure, definitely we would require four components. First one is server. Second thing is network. Third one is storage. Fourth one is database. Fifth one is security. Okay, so for hosting single application, right, he had to build the overall infrastructure. So in order to procure the servers, in order to procure the networking components, in order to procure the storage devices, database devices, and security devices, right, for that he want to build the overall data center. Okay, so inside of this data center, he'll be taking one rack. Let's say this is a rack. Inside of this rack, he'll be mounting the servers. Let's remove the rack. Okay, let's consider this is the rack. Inside of this rack, he'll be hosting these servers. Okay, and the storage, database, security. This is the networking switch. This is security. For that one, you want to expose this one to the internet, right? For that one, you want to take the service providers. So let me write clearly. So this is the server, single server. Okay, this is the switch, networking device called switches. Switches will be connected to the firewalls, security device. This is considered as a security of firewalls. Normally in traditional way, we'll be calling this as a firewalls. Okay, and lastly about the routers. We'll be taking two service providers. One is Tata, one is BSNL. Anything you can take as a service provider. Okay, so this is the application. Actually, this is connected to the database. And you can call it as somewhere we are also called storage. Somewhere you can call here there is storage devices. Is also connected to the switches. So this is just simple topology I'm just writing for your understanding. In order to host single application, we have to procure the servers, we have to procure the database, storage, switches, firewalls, routers, and we have to take the service providers for internet, because end users who sits outside, they'll try to come through the service provider. So this is the end users across the globe. Okay, so now normal traditional way, if any users this inside of this server, they'll be installing the applications on the top of the server, on the top of the operating systems. The operating system server can be any Linux, kernel will be in Linux or Windows, anything on the top of it, they'll be installing applications. Okay, in order to access the applications, end users traffic will initiate from the internet. From internet to the, it will come to the service provider, from service provider to the routers, router to the firewalls, firewall to the switches, from switches to the application. In the similar way, the response packet will go to the switches, firewalls, routers, internet and to the actual end user. So in order to access the application, right? This is only for accessing the application. We have to build overall infrastructure. Infrastructure should be consist of 5 to 6 components. Okay, we have to procure. We need to procure the servers. We need to procure the network. We need to procure the storage. We need to procure database security. So this, in order to procure that, the cost will be very high. Let's assume we have to invest. Let's assume that we have to invest 1 crore. 1 crore to set up this infrastructure. Since he is very new to the organization, new to the IT, new to the application, he doesn't have any revenue. Okay, so for that, what he will do, he'll try to lend some loans from the banking sectors or for wherever maybe. He will try to invest some amount of money and he'll try to build it. So once he deployed the application, there is a 50-50 chances that this application will click out. Maybe he'll get the benefit, profits or losses. This is because this is the business, right? Business means we can predict whether he'll get the loss or profit. So everyone will work for the profit, but some since he took some loss from the banking, right? In order to build the infrastructure, so this is a headache for him. Since he had to develop, he had to in order to maintain this overall infrastructure, he has to recruit the HRs. He has to recruit the server team. He had to recruit the network team, data team, database team, security team, and maintenance operations teams. So this is the overall thing he has to manage in order to host single applications. The major factor here is this is the new applications, and he cannot invest 1 crore even for the single applications. So this is the drawback. This is the way we used to do in traditional ways. Once the cloud comes into the picture, there is no upcoming upfront investments. That's the beauty. We're not going to do any upfront investments. Without investing any single amount of money, we can build the applications using the same infrastructure. We can set up the servers, database, firewalls, routers, service providers. We can host the applications inside of this cloud. Any questions, guys? Why most of the organizations and even the development startups everyone are moving to the cloud, right? Because of this factor. Because of there is no upfront investments. Any questions?
No, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you repeat the last statement? What did you say? Upfront investments. What? Like, can you repeat this thing?
Sure, definitely.
I think the connection is.
So there is no upfront investments.
Right.
So this means if you want to host some applications in the data center, we need to invest some huge amount of money, right? Because for procurement of the servers, networking, storage, database, and security. Since he is a very startup and the application is very new, there is 50-50 chances to get the profit, right? But if you're using the cloud, why the most of the companies and startups, even mid-range companies are looking to the cloud, right? Without procuring anything, without procurement, without no front investments, they can simply host the applications using the cloud technologies, and they can start their applications hosted to the customers. If the business is profitable, then they will move into the data centers, or else simply they will wait for 6 to 7 years and they will try to do development, and if they get the profit, they'll move to the data center, or else simply they'll decommission the data center, the cloud. So instead of spending 1 crore, maybe approximately they can store within 50,000 or 10,000 at least per month. Initially they can spend at least for 10,000 per month. They have to pay it.
Okay, so this
even cloud also, yeah, sorry,
these cloud services are paid like as per the like a rent services,
right? Like a rent. It's a like I'm going to tell you that. So just I'm just giving the comparison between the traditional and the cloud. Okay, so we have to rent the servers, the switches, the databases, firewalls, and routers in the cloud, and we have to utilize. And what are the services you are utilizing? Pay per user mode. That means renting. If you want to utilize some resources, you have to pay some rent to the particular resource. That's it. If you don't want, you can immediately you can decommission and no need to pay any extra amount.
Okay.
Okay. After, if you compare with the data centers, right? Once you procure all the stuff, it's very difficult to resell it again, right? And we are not sure how many days does it take to resell it again. But AWS, there is no concept of reselling. Whenever you want to create, you can create it. Whenever you want to destroy, you can destroy it. No need to worry about this. I hope you now we clear about why most of the organizations are looking to move from on-premises to the data centers, to the cloud. Any questions, guys?
No.
No, sir, no questions.
Okay. Now let's come to the actual content. As I said, AWS is a cloud platform where you can create, build, and deploy applications. Okay. So the different database services can be accessed over the internet. Amazon Web Services has the biggest market share in the cloud industry and has the most extensive global cloud infrastructure in the world. So, so normally the cloud, right? We have normally we have the 4 types of clouds. Not normally as a products. I'm just comparing. First one is AWS, second is Azure, third one is GCP, fourth one is Oracle. Okay, fifth one is private cloud is OpenStack. So normally out of 5 clouds, the biggest market in the world is AWS, because AWS is spanning across the globe in 84 available zones within 26 geographical regions around the world. Okay, and still they are enhancing 8 more AWS regions in Australia, Canada, India, Israel, New Zealand, Spain, Switzerland, and United UAE. In India, we already have in Mumbai, we have the region. In India, right, in Mumbai, we have the AWS data centers. Now they are still enhancing in Hyderabad itself. They're going to launch one new data. Already they started the work. I mean, constructing the data centers in Hyderabad. It's almost 50% was done, and they're going to launch the services soon in Hyderabad. That is the reason they mentioned 8 more AWS regions in Australia, Canada, India, especially Israel, New Zealand, Spain, Switzerland, and UAE. If you guys compare with other cloud providers, Azure has less regions, and if you compare with the services, AWS is given a lot of services compared with other Azure, GCP, and stuff. So that is the reason. And even the most thing is support. Whenever you would require the support, AWS is the first support will be available and is immediately, and they will come into the online or the emails or the call support, and they will try to give the recommendations whatever it would require. Okay, so because of these factors, nowadays AWS has the biggest market, and it has the highest paid as well in the market. Now let's try to understand what is AWS. AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. It is a platform where Amazon offers it cloud services like a database, servers, computing machines, file storage, etc., where you can rent them and pay for them according to your usage. So if you see here, I'm mentioning where you can rent them and pay for them according to your usage. We're not procuring anything. We're just taking rent the services as per your architecture, and we have to pay for them according to your usage. So that's the beauty. Now, how does AWS make working so easy, right? So this is very important. In the olden days, if you want to deploy applications, you have to buy a servers, database, networking devices, security, firewalls, all the stuff. But with AWS, you don't need to buy any servers. You just rent it and deploy and pay them for what you use. No more expensive service servers. Amazon will manage it for you. And the maintenance, right? If you compare with the on-premises, if there is something hardware issue, everything has to be taken care by ourselves. But if something goes wrong with the hardware in AWS will take care of responsibility of fixing that issue. Now, features of AWS. The first features of AWS is easy sign up process, right? For example, if you want to host one applications, normally what does you do? What do you do? Normally, we have to construct the data centers, we have to procure the servers, all this stuff. We have to rank it, we have to rack it, we have to mount it, and we have to host the application inside of the server, and we have to publish to the internet. But for AWS, it's very straightforward. The only requirement is just you need to create the account. What is the prerequisite to create the account? As I said you before, the email address, the credentials you need to set up, and one credit card is needed. So as I said you before, I think both of you, for the first 1 year, AWS is completely free. You can utilize whatever services you want it. Okay, after completion of 1 year, AWS will charge as per your usage. Okay, if you don't pay the amount within 3 months, what they do, they will simply suspend your account without your confirmation, without intimating you. They will not charge any single amount of money. You have to keep in mind, without your confirmation, without intimating to you, they will not charge. They're not going to charge any single paisa from you. They will send a couple of reminders. Even if you don't want to pay the amount, simply you can ignore. After 3 months, they will, within maybe, probably it depends, 1 or 2 months, the account will be suspended. If you want to work again you can create different account with the different email address, and you can start using the services. Okay, and simple and per hour billing. As I said, once 1 year is completed, they'll charge billing as per your usage. That billing will be done on basis of per hour billing. Again, it depends upon the resources and services. Okay, omnipresence. So this is very important. As I said, why Amazon is playing very important role, vital role, and most of the analysts look into the AWS, right? Because of this omnipresence. Because it has AWS has data centers in almost 26 regions, 26 countries, and even they are expanding still 8 more regions. Okay, so that's the reason it has the omnipresence across the globe. Scalability and elasticity is one of the features of AWS. Flexibility, security, right? Security, yes, this is very important. So security is one of the key component for every applications. Even AWS also providing this full security to filter the traffic, to control the traffic, to prevent from the threats or the attacks from the cybercrime. Okay, so for this one we have to use a couple of services called WAF for firewalls. Even these services is offered by the AWS. It depends upon how you're going to use it, how you design your architecture. So this similar way, they will charge the amount accordingly. Lastly, about simple learning and certifications. I think this is very important, guys. So even we are getting a lot of support from the support in terms of if you stuck at somewhere, if you're designing something, right? If you stuck at somewhere, you would need some help, right? Definitely we can raise a request with the AWS support. They'll guide you, they'll suggest you, they'll fix, they'll recommend you how to design the architecture, right? That's the first thing. And learning the services is very straightforward and very easy. And lastly, about certifications, AWS offers 3 types of certifications mostly. Let's try to understand. Okay, let me tell about the certifications later. And it's very AWS offers 3 certifications. Just keep in mind. How does AWS make working so easy? This is done, right? Now let's try to understand what is AWS region. So far I covered 26 regions. It is 8 more regions, 8 more available. Something I'm telling. Maybe you may got it out what is meant by regions, right? So region is a geographical area. Each region consists of 2 more available zones. So let's take an example. India is one of the region. Okay, inside of region, inside in India is Hyderabad is one of the region. Mumbai is one of the region. In Hyderabad itself, they are building 2 data centers. That is called HCS, high availabilities. Okay, region is a collection of data centers which are completely isolated from other regions. A region consists of more than 2 available zones connected to each other through links. What is available zones? Let's try to understand that. An availability zone is a facility that can be somewhere in the country or in a city. Inside the facility, data center, that is data center. We can have multiple servers, switches, load balancer, firewalls, the things which interact with the cloud sits inside the data centers. Edges can be several data centers, but if they can close together, they are counted as one edge. So instead of calling availability zones, we can call it as AG. Any questions, guys?
Sir, it's AG or AZ?
Actually AZ, right? No, we used to call it
Yes,
AGs.
it's called AZ, right?
Yeah, AGs. Yeah.
Data center multiple server switches. So as per this, so Mumbai is one availability zone and Hyderabad is another availability zone, right?
No, Mumbai is one region. Okay, see, if you see this one, right? This is Mumbai. Let's take in Hyderabad. Okay, this is the Hyderabad. Inside of this Hyderabad, we have the AZA, AZB, AZC. That's AZ means data centers. Let's take, we have in Hyderabad, they're building 3 data centers.
Okay.
This region.
Okay, so AZA, AZB, AZC, these are
Data centers.
data centers. So you're saying that data centers is collection of AZs.
No, region. See, region is the collection of the data centers, right?
So region is collection of. You said region is a collection of AZs, right? 2 AZs, 2 or more.
Right. A region is a collection of AGs. That's correct. So, for example, in Hyderabad or in Mumbai, let's take an example. In Mumbai, already the 3 data centers are already there. Okay. Mumbai is a region, and AGs are the regions of Mumbai are maybe Mumbai 1A, 1B, 1C. These are the data centers. So normal data centers is for high availability zones. Maybe if 1A, one data center goes down, right? The overall application which is hosted in Mumbai will be get impacted, right? So to overcome that, they will giving as a high availability as a 1B. If 1B also goes down, we'll be having called 1C.
Okay. Okay. So region and data center is same thing. Let's say.
Region and data centers, no. AGs and data centers are same.
Okay, AG and data center is same. Okay, I got it. So one region can be more than 2 data centers. So data center is AGs. Okay.
Right, more than 2 data centers. It depends upon the region. Maybe for US, I mean, for example, you take in North Virginia, right? They have 7 data centers, 7 AGs.
Okay. Got it.
In Mumbai, we have the 3 data centers. It depends how. Maybe I'm not sure why North Virginia has 7 AGs and Mumbai has 3. Not sure, but as per the documentation, they said that in Northwestern they have 7 and in Mumbai they have 3.
So
Okay. So AGs are nothing but data centers. Region is nothing but a city or where the data centers are hosted. It's a group of collection of the data centers.
okay, I got it. So it is city. So,
Yeah.
so for example, depending on the service which client demands, so if client wants like general in banking system, right? If primary goes down, there will be secondary. If secondary goes down, there will be like
Your
third.
voice is sorry to interrupt. Your voice is breaking.
Okay, can you hear me now? Hello.
Yes, now I can. It's clear now. Yeah.
So I'm asking you, like generally in banking system, high availability systems are required. So generally, if primary goes down, then it goes to secondary, or if
DS.
secondary goes down, it goes to like third. So depending on the client services, these AZs are built, right?
That's correct. No, not depend of the clients. So by default, the AWS is providing the services availability on AGs.
Okay, so by default, so if particular client requested like service with the AWS, so by default he will get these 3 backups.
These services by default, end users or clients has to choose only the region. They will not going to choose the AGs.
Okay, I got it.
AGs will be managed by AWS guys, not by team. So we have to choose a region. Which region we have to create our resources.
Okay, I understand.
Services.
Their connections to data center is AWS. Okay, got it. Okay.
Right. Okay, so these are about AGs. Now come to the certifications. So as I said, we have the 3 types of certifications. If you guys remember that before a few minutes back, I said the first one is foundational.
Okay.
The second is associate. The third one is professional. Okay. So normally, who has completed 6 months of foundation AWS cloud and industry, they are eligible for the foundation certificate. And associate for 1 year of experience solving the problems and implementation solutions using the AWS cloud, they are eligible for associate. And 2 years of a comprehensive experience designing, operating, and troubleshooting solutions using the AWS cloud, they are eligible for professional. So again, these are the 3 levels of certification we have it. Again, each level have their own, what I can say, certifications. First one is architect, operations and development, and even cloud traditional and specializations. So if you want to take the certifications for AWS Solution Architect Associate, so I think this is the one I just mentioned, right? This is the AWS Solution Architect Associate level of certifications.
Right.
So if someone is looking for operations, SysOps, they can take the SysOps administration. If someone is looking for DevOps engineers, they can take the DevOps. If someone is looking for developer in AWS, they can choose the associate of developer. And if someone is looking for networking, big data, security, machine learning, Alexa skill builder, they can choose the specializations. So these are the list of certifications we have it. Now, how to sign up to AWS platform? This is very important, right? So as I said, probably you have to create the AWS account at least by next weekend. So because each and every day, whenever I complete that service, you have to practice more and more. Without practicing, now you'll be able to understand. After a few days, you'll be forget that. So I request everyone to practice more. So for that, I request you to create the AWS account first.
Okay.
Right? How to create first the AWS? Just navigate to the AWS console page. I'm going to share with you. This is the AWS web page.
Okay.
Okay. So once you log into this page, you'll be able to see called sign into the console.
Right.
Click on that.
I see that sign upload in AWS account.
Yeah, sign into AWS account. Click on that. Then you have to, if you have existing account, you can log in with your email address and passwords, and you will be able to log in. right? So if you don't have the AWS account, then what you have to do? Scroll down,
Have to
create a new AWS account.
Yes.
Okay, from here onwards, I'm going to show you the PPT which I prepared. Just showing that. So right, this is the one, right? Next one is, yeah, this is the page you are seeing, right? Sign up for AWS, root user, password, credentials. Once you supply your email address, you set your own password and credentials and click on continue. So once you click on the continue, you will have to add the payment information. So
Yes.
credit or debit card and expiry date and a card holder name. Once you submit it, the 2 rupees, I mean INR 2 rupees. Both of you are from the Indian, right?
Yes. Yes.
I'm
Okay, 2 rupees will be.
I'm not in India. I'm in US.
But anyway, you know the 2 rupees, right? It's very low price. It's very low cost.
Okay, no. So I have to use my debit card. Okay, fine. For Indian debit card. Okay, fine.
No, anything. Even 2 rupees INR 2. Okay, 2 rupees INR $2,
No, I'm
right?
asking, it is same price for India and US or it is different?
It's different. I think it will charge $0.062 for for you in this case.
Oh, no, I'm just okay, fine. I'll check that. I don't know. Sign up money for AWS.
No, that is it will charge default. $0.026 will be charged from your account.
Okay, so you're saying 2 rupees is all work is same amount. Okay, fine.
Right, and even that we again the same amount will be credited within 24 hours.
Okay, got it.
It will be completely free. We may, in some cases, they will charge for validation of your account, for your authorization of your account. They will charge for 2 rupees, and they will be going to credit again within 24 hours. So,
Okay.
Paula, did you receive the amount? I think last time you enrolled, right? Did you
Yeah,
receive
sir.
the
I
amount?
enrolled, but I didn't check because one of my friend card I have enrolled because only it accepts a Visa card or Mastercard, so it won't accept RuPay
Okay.
cards and all.
Um,
So I enrolled with my friend.
Okay. So once you provide the credit card details, then it will ask for confirm your identity.
Yes.
You have to supply your phone numbers and banking and just contact me. So then you'll get the call from the AWS. You have to assign this code. Maybe this is different. Maybe for you it may be different. You'll get this
Yes.
two-factor authentications codes. You have to supply over here, and once it is done, your identity has been verified successfully. This is the prompt page. You'll get it. So once you get it, then within 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours, your account will be activated. Then you can start using your AWS services.
Yes.
Okay, once your account is activated, then you're able to see call 12-digit number. That is your AWS resource names. That is your account ID. Your account ID consists 12-digit numbers, and which can be used to construct Amazon resources names. On basis of this account ID, they will differentiate your account and your billing informations.
Okay.
Now AWS essential services. So AWS offers a lot of services. The first service is compute, like it's a logical servers. If you want to create any servers, you can use the naming convention called EC2. If you want to use the storage, you have to use the S3. If you want to create the database, you have to use the service name called RDS, Relation Database Service. Okay. If you want to use networking, you have to use the service called VPC, which is a private cloud. And security perspective, Raw 53, IAM, key management, KMS, WAF, these are the things we have to use for security. Lastly, okay, AWS is also providing services for migration. If someone is looking to migrate from their on-premises to the AWS, they have to use the services called DMS, Database Migration Services, SMS for server migration services, Snowball for application migrations. Okay, so this is about AWS Essential Services. So each and every service I'm going to explain, no worries. So just for your understanding, I just given just normally just given the information. Now, how this technology help you in career growth? This is very important, right? So in upcoming years, most of the apps and websites will be deployed on cloud-based services and will use cloud-based services for internet application operations. If you start learning cloud technology from now, it will help you to go up in your career. So conclusion is cloud providers are in our daily life, and AWS helps us to create, deploy, and manage our applications. Most of the companies are started using cloud services nowadays. So stay ahead on the road. We need to acquire the skills. So that's it, guys, regarding the introduction of the AWS. Any questions regarding the introduction to AWS?
No.
No, sir, no questions. So when will we start our practical, sir? Like when will we start our practice session?
Sorry.
So when will we start our practice session, like practicals, how to create a server and all?
Yeah, don't run very fast, right? So I'm
Yes.
teaching each and every class very important. This is see, maybe if you're going for interviews, they'll ask you questions regarding this. If I skip something, definitely
No, actually,
you'll
you
be
have
affected.
already taught me that thing. So because of that, I'm asking you.
Yeah,
You
I
have
think one
already
more
taught
person
me,
joined,
like,
right? I think,
yeah. Yes, exactly, sir.
right.
So
I think
transit
Prashant
gateways,
is the new person.
everything.
Yeah, Prashant is the person who joined recently. So that is the reason just revised one more time.
Yeah, it's okay, sir. It's
So
helpful
from
for
the
me also.
right from the going forward from the next week onwards, whoever joins or not joins, simply start the services, and you will be getting the recording sessions. So since it's
Sure.
the first session for both of you, I'm going to revise one more time. That's the reason. Okay.
Okay,
So
okay,
yeah,
sir.
from next week onwards, I'm going to start the first service called VPC. This is
Okay.
the first service I'm going to start.
Mhm.
So my agenda was completely first I'm going to discuss theoretical first. Okay. And
Okay.
including their designing, and after completion of this introduction, then we're going to do some lab using this
Okay.
architecture.
Okay.
Similar way, we're going to do practice using the demo. No worries, guys. Don't think war. Each and every services I'm going to show you as a demo. So that examples will be considered on basis of the live environments in the production, how the production looks like, right? The similar way we're going to design, we're going to implement, as in a demo.
Okay.
So just I would request you to focus more and learn the concepts first initially, then demos. Definitely I'm going to show you a lot of demos, a lot of exam practices we can do it. So that's it I want to say to you. Okay, so that's it for today. From next week onwards, you get to start the VPCs.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Any questions, guys, before we end of the session?
No, sir.
How you're feeling? How are you feeling? How excited about your learning to AWS? Is it interesting or initial, right? I think when I was learning 8 years ago, at the time I feel like it's very bored, and even it looks like at the time there is no VPCs, nothing. The AWS launched only the first service called S3. Okay, that is only services which is offered by AWS. Now gradually they increased all services. Now it's took like since last 7 years, the AWS brought a lot of services. So
Oh.
that looks like very interesting. So while learning, you'll understand each and everything.
No, definitely this is interesting because I want to understand like how my application will be going, like application which I'm working on, right? I want to understand like how this will go like on the cloud. So just want to have an idea. So when you teach us, right? So
Yes.
I'm interested in seeing how this will actually work. So that's
Yes,
it.
definitely. Because now that is the reason, right? Even the small or mid-range startups are completely moving to AWS because of this factor called cost cutting. So maybe some persons will ask you in the questions, will ask you the questions in the interviews, why the
Mhm.
most of the companies are looking to the AWS.
Okay.
Okay, that if the moment they ask that, simply say that it's a cost cutting. It's a future investment. No, there is no upfront investments for
Right.
Yes.
AWS. Even AWS also provides, as I said, AWS provides a lot of features. If you want, you can highlight these points as well. Where is this?
You said that cost credit, no, sir? Cost credit.
As cost cuttings.
No upfront investments.
No, upfront, I got that. So before that, you have said one thing like a cost something.
Cost cutting.
Cost cutting. Okay. Okay. Yes.
Cost cutting. Instead of using the cost cutting, I mean, for your understanding, I'm saying cost cutting, but speak with the with the recruiters in a professional way of this. Just instead of
Yes.
telling
Yes.
the cost cutting,
Exactly.
just
For
tell them
our
no.
understanding, yes.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no
So
upfront
these are the
investment.
list of features. Sorry.
No, I was just telling, no upfront investment required. That's why it is more reliable for the starters.
Right.
Right.
And even you can raise easy sign up process, simple per hour billing, omnipresence, scalability, elasticity, flexibility, security, stability, and trusted vendor. Right. Everything you can highlight with them, then they'll be impressed with your answers. So if they ask the question, maybe in this first session they ask the question why most of the organizations are looking to the on-premises. You can highlight with the features, these features.
So, Sandeep, you have mentioned AWS encompasses three important pillars, right? Can you repeat those three pillars?
Yeah, that's I think that's yeah, I'm going to cover that later. That we consist of three types of important pillars. First one, public, private, and hybrid. Okay, so okay, let me complete that.
Public, private, and hybrid. Okay.
Hybrid.
Okay.
Yeah, these are the four types. Normally there are four types, but you can call it as a three types. So first one, public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud community. Okay, so public cloud in the sense AWS, Azure, and the services is offered to the internet. It is offering the services to the internet. That is called public cloud. If some service is exposed to the internet, that is considered as a public. Private cloud in the sense, within the organization. Even as Oracle, let's take an example for Oracle. Oracle did not rely on the public cloud like AWS or Azure. Instead of relying on the AWS and Azure, they built their own cloud technology called Oracle.
Which Oracle only can be used.
Yes, only the Oracle team, Oracle organization can use those services.
Yes.
It's kind of private. The third one is hybrid. Initially, hybrid. What is this? AWS is a public cloud, but nowadays it's more into the hybrid. That means combination of public plus private. Even with using the AWS, we can use it as a private, and we can leverage in even you can use it in the public. So that is the reason AWS.
So you can say that some part of the, let's say, for application is on public cloud and some part of application on private cloud. That is hybrid.
Private cloud, right?
Okay.
So only within the organization can access the resources. There is a lot of things. So if I thought I need to explain this once we completed this course. I thought to given the examples, but because once you understand the country BPCs everything, then only you will be able to understand this hybrid and cloud computing architecture. So this is the architecture we is managing by AWS, not by customers, not by our team. Okay, this is the overall architecture. AWS utilizes this architecture as a reference for them. Okay. So yeah, this thing I wanted to there is a reason. So you asked the question, right? Something AWS encompasses three important pillars of cloud computing. This is for public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud.
So community is not required, sir, as of now.
Nowadays, no community. Nowadays, no one using. So community in the sense, for example, if someone, for example, Google Alphabet has integrated, acquired the Google, right, or Facebook. Facebook acquired the WhatsApp, right? So initially, WhatsApp has their own cloud. and what else? Facebook has their own cloud, right? So in these cases, we have to use the community.
Oh, so combination of
Even
these
Google,
cloud.
yeah, even Google persons will try to access the WhatsApp cloud, and even WhatsApp team will able to access the Google cloud using the community.
Also, connectivity in between two clouds is a community website.
It's a community, yes, that's correct.
So
It's
if they
between the two companies. It's between two companies, not the two clouds. It's two companies.
okay, two companies. So it's like there is a possibility like company A is on Azure cloud and company B on AWS cloud. So both can connect.
No. This is the AWS, right? This is a feature in AWS. So
Okay,
both should use the AWS.
This is only in AWS. Okay, got it.
AWS. Yep.
Got it.
Okay. Yep. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the session. Let's regroup on tomorrow, the sharp 7:30, and we're going to discuss the topic called VPCs. The first topic, networking topic.
You're taking
Okay.
classes on tomorrow, sir?
No, next week. I think this is for weekend, right?
Yeah, actually, I'm on weekend classes because tomorrow I have to go to office. So
Yeah, I'm also on weekend
No.
classes.
No,
Yeah,
I think
because-
I'm sorry. Maybe I said wrong. I think I'm saying about next weekend, next
because
Saturday.
every week we have classes at 2 o'clock. So from this week they have shifted to 7:30. So is that the next week continues the same timings?
The same timings, 7:30.
7:30.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, definitely. From 7:30 onwards, will be from the VPC onwards. Maybe it would require 2 hours or 1.5 hours. I'm not sure. Depends on the project we're discussing, right? It will the time will increase.
Okay.
Okay. So that's it, guys, for today. Let's wind up the session. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Nick. Have great. Bye bye. And Sandeep, hello.